first macro market seems to be up a lot. I mean, the CPI number came out better than expected. The PCE came in at 0.2% month over month instead of 0.4% was predicted. So two key numbers released in a few days and the market's kind of rallying. Do you think this sticks, or do you think it's going to be another fake out like the rally from July and August, man?
I think it sticks month over month if the kind of continuing figures that we're going to get, show that inflation really is being tamed.
We were down to 180, so the free split 540. Yeah, I mean that's pretty low. Like thinking about historically, everyone who's bought Tesla for the first time in the last 2+ years or about 2 years is probably underwater. I think that's hard to swallow for a lot of these retail investors that are so important to the sentiment of Tesla.
It's a question for me of can those low multiples be sustained, and if they are, then Tesla will. The price will kind of be dependent on how they perform in the coming quarters. So
Shanghai factory margins could get compressed significantly. The economy there, is it strong enough to even warrant the demand needed to fulfill supply in China? I think the consensus was that the rest of the world, Europe and North America in particular, there's no problem with that. Even though there's a recession in Europe and in the US, just the value proposition versus competitive EVs and where the rest of the world is on the EV adoption curve. I think China's like 25% adoption or something already for new cars being EVs. In Europe and the US, it's closer to 10%. So there's a longer runway, the rest of the world for sure, to catch up to where even China is now.
I think the fierce level of competition in China is nothing to sneeze at. We try to be middle of the road with all of our analysis, and that kind of realistic middle of the road attitude that we've had has led us to be bullish on Tesla. But this is one area that I think does warrant some caution. It's possible that we've seen our peak gross margins this year until the point where FSD take rate really increases. The numbers that Wall Street is projecting for next year, I'm pretty sure Tesla's going to blow those out of the water, even when you don't give any upside optionality to FSD take rate or those other things. So I'm optimistic. It's just how much pain we have to endure before it becomes obvious to the rest of the market.
He's obviously very focused on Twitter right now. Would there be as many upset Tesla shareholders with Elon doing what he's doing right now if by happen chance Tesla was trading at $350 or $400 a share right now instead of $200? I doubt it.
I don't think so. I don't think you'd hear a peep from anyone.
You wouldn't hear a peep. When we look back in 5 years, it'll be a blip on the radar. So if you're a long-term investor, I'm not worried whatsoever. But if you're short-term with options and margin, it's very stressful.
What do you think of Lemonade Investor Day?
Lemonade Investor, moving on to Lemonade Investor Day. Yeah, very well put together presentation. The thing that I want to see, that we touch base is the homeowners insurance, loss ratio being so high.
They've got such a huge potential for bundling product. Customers where they've actually bundled. The average premium in Illinois is something like, maybe it's 5x or something like that higher than the average Lemonade customer overall. The average customer in the US, they say, is paying $3,000. They're like $343 right now. So like 1/10. Just to get to average is a 10x opportunity in the premium per customer. And I was kind of curious, like, why aren't they doing more to like kind of cross sell? And I think they did a good job answering that today, that like they're still not in most places, and like their California homeowner issue that they have is like very legitimate. So like, you don't want to grow your home insurance business if your loss ratio is like 111%. Overall, like I kind of came away reinforced that this is like a 10x and then maybe 10x again opportunity. They talked a lot today too about how they're building like this backbone infrastructure that's just designed to scale.
We saw what happened to Taiwan Semiconductor, right?
I mean, crazy.
Warren Buffett invested $5 billion and stock takes off, right? If there's some disclosure at some point of Berkshire Hathaway buying Tesla, sure, the stock could really take off.
I will say he had a very large swing in deliveries. His most recent numbers, I forget exactly where they were, but I'm expecting higher than that, which kind of his sensitivity analysis that he ran supported